How old are people now when they buy their first house? Hello and welcome to another KuLAB. My name is Ku. This is our laboratory for learning. Thanks again for joining us for another business news breakdown. Today we're going to take a look at an article that talks about the median age of first-time home buyers in the United States. Why that's important, the business concepts behind it, and maybe some business vocabulary. So let's go ahead and get started with our next KuLAB. As always, I like to give our authors the credit they deserve. So today, we're going to be taking a look at an article by Shaina Mishkin. Let's take a look at this headline. Nothing to celebrate. The median age of first-time home buyers hits 40. Now, the author begins this entire article with an opinion that this isn't going to be happy news, right? We're talking about buying your first home, but this information is nothing to celebrate. And that's because the median age has hit 40. Now, the word median here, if you've been keeping up with your maths, is the middle number in a large series of numbers. Now, the reason why we don't take the average or the mean in this situation is because there might be a lot of outliers. What that means is there might be someone very young or a lot of people very old, but we want to see what the majority of people are doing. So in this case, it's better to take the median age. So right in the middle is where most people might fit. So you don't have these people who are 102 and buying their first home or something like that, or large corporations, or someone buying a first home for their kid, maybe putting it in the child's name, and they've bought a house when they're 2 years old. By taking the median, you get rid of all of those types of information, all of those types of data points. So the median age of first-time home buyers is 40. Is buying a house just for middle-agers? For the first time, the median age for initial home buyers has reached 40. Up from 30 in 2010. Home sales have been ailing, hit by high prices and mortgage rates. According to the National Association of Realtors' 2025 profile of home buyers and sellers, first-time buyers are becoming owners at an age when homeowners in 1997 were already trading up. Well, let's take the first part of that paragraph here. So he's asking a question, is buying a house just for middle-agers? The middle-agers are those like past 40, from 40 to 60 years old. So as we look at this paragraph, let's look at home sales have been ailing. Ailing is a word that means it's getting sick. So when we talk about something that is ailing, it's not doing so well. It's maybe sick in some way, or if it's a stock, or if it's a market, that means the market is going down. It's performing very poorly. So this person is asking, has home sales been ailing? Has it been going down, or home sales hasn't been as aggressive? This person is saying they have been ailing. The reasons, hit by high prices and mortgage rates. It was more expensive. So let's break down this sentence. According to the National Association of Realtors' 2025 profile of home buyers and sellers, first-time buyers are becoming owners at an age when homeowners in 1997 were already trading up. Okay, that's quite a mouthful. Let's take a look at National Association of Realtors. So this is the organization that collects the data. 2025 profile, so that's a profile from this year, so the most recent data we have. They took a look at home buyers and sellers, and specifically first-time buyers are becoming owners at an age when previous homeowners were trading up. Now, in this instance, the word trading up, or the phrase trading up, means to move on to your second one, to your second house that maybe is a little bit better or more expensive. So those people who bought homes in 1997 were already trading up when they were 40. So that's pretty significant. So what this is saying is that right now at 40 years old, most people are buying their first house, whereas in the past, people were already moving on to their second house. They were trading up, getting a better house. It feels like something has shifted in the housing market. The NAR, National Association of Realtors, Deputy's Chief Economist and Vice President of Research says, "I don't know if we can move backward in age unless we have a substantial change, like more affordable housing inventory." So what this person is saying here is they don't think the number will go down, the age will go down. This is not some odd thing happening. It's just houses cost this much. The cost of houses is growing far faster than people's wages are growing. So there's no chance that this number will go down. People will be getting older and older by getting their first house. She says the only thing that might help that is if we have a substantial change. Substantial means meaningful, big, significant change. And she gives an example, more affordable housing inventory. In this sentence, inventory is how many you have in stock. If there's not many houses that are open available to buy, then there's not much choice. The price goes up. But one of those reasons might be large banks and large private equity firms are buying up houses to rent. So there's not very many houses for just normal people to buy. So we can take a look at our graph here. This is the National Case-Shiller Home Price Index. And you can kind of see in 2020, the price of the house was around $200,000, where now the price is up here around $328,000. This tracks houses that are similar in some way. So maybe a 1-bedroom or 2-bedroom house. And it looks like the trend is still going up. So maybe in a few years, the price will have doubled from what people were paying if they bought the house in 2020. NAR data chronicle a stuck housing market. The share of all cash buyers, at 26%, is tied with 2024 for highest on record, while the share of first-time buyers at 21% is low. Okay, so let's break this down. So they're saying that the housing market is stuck. It can't move very much. All cash buyers, which means people who are showing up with all the cash and just buying a house, is at 26%, which is tied for the highest on record. And again, as we talked about before, this might be large banks or this might be private equity firms who could just buy a house. They don't have to take out a loan. While the share of first-time buyers at 21% is low. That means of all the houses being bought, 21% are first-time buyers, which is very, very low. Repeat buyers put a median 23% down on their purchase, the highest since 2003. First-time buyers put down 10%, the most since 1989. And sellers' tenure in their homes grew to 11 years from 10 last year. People just want to stay put. Okay, let's break this down. A lot of numbers here. Repeat buyers, so people who are buying another house, their second house, or have traded up, put a median 23% down on their purchase. That means when they buy the home, you put a certain amount of money down and then you pay off a mortgage over several years. 25 years, 15-year loan, 30-year loan, 35-year loan, things like that. But you put down 23%, or at least repeat buyers did. First-time buyers are putting down 10%. Usually because they don't have as much money when you're buying your first home. But that is the most since 1989. From 1989 till 2025, people were putting less than 10% down. And that has a lot to do with interest rates. It has a lot to do with, how long the loans will be approved for. So that's pretty significant. And sellers' tenure. The word tenure means how long you stay at a certain thing. It's oftentimes used in education, teachers getting tenure or you getting tenured in your job. In this case, it means the amount of time you've stayed in your house before you sold it. It means people are staying in their houses longer before they sell them again. For a number of reasons. Maybe to make some more money, But this person says people just want to stay put. Sometimes having a house that you own is more important than anything else. So just having a place to call home. Okay, thank you for joining us for our business news breakdown. A few business words that we learned in there, and we learned an interesting idea about the median age of first-time home buyers compared to other home buyers in the same area. We learned that the age is moving up and is now 40 years old for people buying their first house. We've seen that there's going to be a lot of work that needs to be done if that age is going to lower. If you enjoyed that, please click that like and subscribe button. It really helps us out. As always, this is the KuLAB, so write down in the comments, have you bought your first home? Are you still looking? Are prices too high? Is this data similar in your country? Let us know, and we'll have a nice little KuLAB in the comments. All right, thanks again, and I'll see you in the next KuLAB.